4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still going. So I'm gonna now go outside and I'll show you what this makeup looks out there, shall we? Okay, fine, I'll do it for the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing something that I really don't want to do. If you have seen Meredith on TikTok, I believe her full name is Meredith Duxbury. She went viral a long time ago now for her foundation routine because she was putting the most unbelievable amount of foundation on her face, and she still does. Everyone was questioning, how does she make that look good? Was she just doing it for views? Doing kind of crazy things like that on TikTok does generally help you get views. But Meredith is claiming this is how she does her foundation all the time, and I mean, whatever works for you, fair enough. So I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try it in a natural lighting. We're gonna see what it actually looks like, and let's put half a bottle of foundation on my face. Today was a bad day to have a new fringe. However, Meredith always starts her videos by putting on a headband, because if she didn't do that, she would be getting foundation in her hair. Actually, I've seen some TikToks where she does get foundation in her hair. So... oh no, I look like Jack Grealish. I need a bigger headband. I'm gonna go for this one, which I don't particularly care about. So I will show you some of her TikToks on the screen. I've seen her use this Illamasqua primer before, and it is actually one of my fave primers, so I'm gonna put some of this on because she starts off with a primer all the time, but she doesn't do, well, sometimes she does about 10 pumps of primer. Most of the time I've seen her put on a regular amount of primer. And actually for this primer, I've just put on quite a lot. She seems lovely. She's stunningly beautiful. She seems like a very nice girl. There is nobody to tell you that you can't do what you want to do with your makeup, you know? But the amount of foundation that she uses is just insane, and her skin is almost flawless. She doesn't need it, but she says that it's what works for her. And if I'm being completely honest, I think that it's probably something that she started on TikTok, like rubbing it all into her like eyes and her mouth and stuff, because that kind of thing would get views, and it still does get views. Like the crazier things that you do on TikTok, they tend to get millions of views, and so why would she stop doing that if it's getting her millions of views? You know, it just makes sense to keep it going, and I get it, but it also still makes me cringe when I'm like, oh, there's just so much product. She does between 10 and 20 pumps of foundation. And I'm going to take 10 pumps of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I've got the shade Almond. And I'm going to take a couple of pumps of the L'Oreal True Match, just because this one's a little bit more liquidy, and then mix them all together with a brush. She'd use like the back of a brush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to fall off my hand. Okay, surely that's got to be enough. 9, 10. It's actually going to all pour on the floor, and I'm really scared. And then L'Oreal True Match and 2N. Oh! You're fucking kidding me! I've literally just cleaned my carpet. Okay, quick. 1, 2. Why is it going sideways? Oh my god, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life. Quick, quick, quick. It's dripping, it's dripping, it's dripping, it's dripping, it's dripping. How does she not? She must get foundation on everything, but she mixes it on the back of her hand. Oh my god. There is no way she can use all of this on her face. So we're mixing, we're mixing. Oh my god. And then, how does she get all this product on her face? I really don't want to ruin my clothes, but I feel like that's gonna happen today. Maybe I should have worn an old hoodie. I didn't think that through. I really didn't think that through. I hate it. I've still got so much left on the back of my hand. Still going. Oh, it's gone in my mouth. Ugh. Ugh. Guys, I've just dripped it on my joggers. I didn't think this through. I didn't think it was gonna drip. Okay, I've scooped pretty much everything. Honestly, the amount that is still left on my hand is the amount that I would usually do to do my whole face. Right, let's wipe my hand. She then literally just takes her hands. She goes over her eyes. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No, no. Sorry, there is no way. Why would you ever need this much product? And then she blends it down her neck. This is enough to cover, oh my god, I've got it all in my ring. Shit, I should have taken my rings off. How does she not get it absolutely everywhere? So she says that this way of doing things really sort of like melts the foundation into her face and into her pores. And I mean, fair enough, using your hands to do that, I'm sure can do that for you, but you don't need 20 pumps of foundation, or 10, or even 5. Like 1 pump, 2 pumps, even 3 pumps, fine, but this amount, it's not blending in. Like there's so much on my face that it's just not gonna blend in. Now what do? Oh, I should have brought some wipes in here. James, I'll be right back. I have no words. You know what this looks like right now? I look like the peanut butter baby. I'm really trying to trust the process here. I have cracked open a brand new fresh marshmallow sponge from Coco Cosmetics by Chloe because I thought that this foundation routine deserved a fresh sponge, because she then goes in and she says that she's the queen of blending, and she blends over everything with a damp sponge to kind of, I guess, absorb all of the excess foundation, and then you probably have enough on your sponge to do a whole other person's face. But she says that the key to everything is just blending. Just blend, 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 blend. I'm just gonna have to go onto the headband because I need to blend it into my hairline somehow. Oh my god, I've got it all over my earrings. The eyebrows, there's so much in my eyebrows. That is the worst. I've effectively like bleached my eyebrows. That's what it looks like, and it's not really coming out of them. Oh, that feels so horrible. So if I'm being honest, it currently looks and feels like a bit of a cakey mess, which, I mean, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Why are people doing this makeup routine? Why is Meredith doing this makeup routine when she has the most beautiful skin? The place where it feels the heaviest is around my eyes, I guess, like around my nose and just everywhere. There's so much product around here. So next we have concealer, because there's clearly loads that needs concealing. Like, you can just see it. All my blemishes. Nothing needs concealing at this stage. Why are we adding concealer? But I've seen her using this Kosas concealer quite a lot, and this is the shade 03W, and she does like the full-on, you know, big chunk of concealer under her eyes, which, oh my god, I was watching one of my old videos the other day, and I used to literally bring my concealer all the way down to here like this. And there was one video I was doing where I did this much concealer and was like, oh, my concealer's running out. And I was like, Soph, stop, you don't need any more. So she does concealer sort of like everywhere as well. Forehead, nose, chin. I thought this was going to be a bit lighter. So for under my eyes, I'm just taking a tiny bit of the e.l.f. concealer, because I've also seen her using this. And this is the shade Medium Sand. And again, she goes in and blends. You know what I'm really curious to? Has anybody that's not on the internet tried this technique? Because I've seen a lot of people trying this on TikTok. But has anybody, you know, if you're watching at home, if you are not, you know, somebody that posts on social media, have you tried this out of curiosity? Because I don't know, I feel like even if I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd probably want to try this just to see what it turned out like, because I'm so curious and I'm quite nosy, and I just don't understand. I mean, honestly, I can't even tell how good coverage that concealer has got, because there was nothing to cover. I've also realised, does it match my arms? Yes. Does it match my hands? No. The foundation in the fake tan is completely come off my hands, so we are so mismatched right now. The next part, which shocks a lot of people, is the amount of contour that she uses. So she uses a very creamy contour stick, and she does loads, and then as she starts blending it, it looks like it's going to turn into a muddy mess, and then the frame will change and suddenly it's beautifully blended. But she did show that she just really takes her time to blend, but then you don't need to blend so much if you put on a little bit less, but whatever you want to do. So I'm taking this Kiko contour stick in the shade 201, and I'm also just going to put on loads like she does. And then at first she takes a brush and blends it out. See, it's just too much. You know what? Usually this contour stick in small amounts looks a lot more warm toned, but for some reason today it's looking very, very cool. And how does she make this work? I think because there's so much foundation underneath, it's just not blending the way that it usually does. But she then goes in, I guess, with all the excess foundation on her sponge and just blends it all together. You know what? This is looking so odd. It looks really ashy, but I use this contour product all the time and it usually looks fine, so I'm very confused. I now need something to bring warmth to my face, so I'm going to take a bit of this Glossier bronzer because I currently look very ashy. This is looking horrible. It's looking really, really not nice. I think it's just all meshing with the foundation shade. This is not working for me. This is not working for me. But this shade is looking way darker than I remember. She has like a defined line. Surely she must go back in with some concealer, because when you blend over all of this, it just like merges it all over your face. I feel like I'm starting to look like her though with the contour. There is still so much product left on this that's just kind of erased my nose contour, but we will move on. She then uses the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. Oh wait, this is the wrong shade. One sec. Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm, but a lot of it. And again, blending that in. You know what is so weird? At this point, it doesn't even feel like my skin. Like, I can barely feel product through the foundation. I kind of feel like I am applying my makeup on top of a mask. Like, it is such an odd feeling. Blush is done. Get off me. She takes the Laura Mercier translucent powder. She says that you have to use a powder puff, otherwise it looks like shit, apparently. That's her words, not mine. Okay, maybe she didn't quite say that it looks like shit, but you know, she said use a powder puff. So I do love this powder. It's great. I'm just gonna, oh my god, the level of creasing under my eyes right now. So I'm just gonna go back in with my sponge and then take some powder and set. That still doesn't feel set. Oh my god, I've got it in my eye. My vision is going blurry. It still feels a little bit sticky. Oh my god. Are you joking? Hang on, let me set my lid and I'll come and show you. Okay, so after the first layer of powder, everything still felt wet. So I put on a little bit more, and when I smile, I look 100 years old. Can you see the level of wrinkles that we have here? I don't even know if it's coming across on camera, but this, I have never experienced such a wrinkled under eye. Like, it looks and feels horrendous. And I usually love this powder. On the other side, let's try putting a little bit less, but then it just didn't feel like it was setting stuff into place. With a little bit, it's not as bad, but that still feels sticky. Like, it feels like it's not set. So that's why I went to put on like another dip, and then it just feels so heavy. Like, my skin actually looks like crepe paper at the moment. Crepe paper, is that a thing? Is that what I'm talking about? You know, that like crinkly paper that you'd get in like arts and crafts when you were a kid? That's what I look like right now. You know what? I really thought this might be the type of makeup that looks really good on camera but doesn't look good in person. But even on camera, I don't think it's looking its best. Guys, I've got to go out and do stuff. If anybody bumps into me when I look like this, they're gonna think that I am such a liar and that I can't do makeup. I can see foundation stuck to my contact lens. I don't want to get this everywhere. I'm gonna have to set my neck as well. You know what? At this stage, from a distance, it looks fine, but up close, can you see these wrinkles? It just looks crusty. So I'm going to take some bronzer. This is the Revolution Pro Sculpting Bronzer in Bahia, because she does cream and then powder, which is what I do usually like to do, so I agree with her on that front. This headband, I wonder how many headbands she owns. She must have so many headbands, because they all just get destroyed. She tends to go for a really bright pink blush, or like a cool tone pink blush. So I'm going to take this Doll Beauty Pretty Fly blush in the shade Let's Get Wavy and add some of this to the cheeks. I mean, it's definitely starting to look like her makeup routine, I think. And then for highlighter, I'm just taking the shade from my Cookies and Cream palette with Revolution. God, everything just looks so heavy. I just find it so odd how everything is just sitting so weirdly. Like, all of the products that I'm putting on top of each other, like the bronzer, it's just sort of like sat on top, and like my highlight would usually melt sort of into my foundation, and same with my blush, but it's just sort of sat there. I think because everything is so matte and flat. For her eyebrows, she usually starts going in with the powder, but she's never, I don't think she's really ever showed her full brow routine. She's spoken about the products that she used, but she kind of just takes a brow powder, draws like a really thick line in her eyebrows, and then the next clip there's suddenly no line and they're all perfectly blended and look very natural. To be honest, I'm just very impressed that she makes her makeup work, because when she goes in with such a thick line, I'm like, she's not going to be able to blend that out, but she does. I'm going to take this one by ABH, which this is such a throwback. I've not used this in ages, but this is the shade Medium Brown, and I'm going to take the slightly darker one. She just seems to like draw a line like that, and then I guess she goes in and blends it, but the line that she usually draws is way stronger than that, so I guess she just takes a little bit of brow powder through her eyebrows. You know what? I am enjoying the softer eyebrows. I mean, they're still thick with foundation. And you know what? I've got to say, this technique seems to highlight every single like stray brow hair or like bit of facial hair that I've got. Like, all of my facial hairs at the moment are so emphasized. I guess because they're coated with such a thick layer of product, it makes the hairs look heavier. Like, I can see eyebrow hairs that I have never seen before that are like growing all the way down here. And then finally, for the brows, she uses the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Set, which is a great brow gel. I am looking very snatched, but it just looks awful close up. I'm gonna go out in the garden and show you what it looks like in natural lighting, but like everything just, in my opinion, everything just looks very crusty. And actually, guys, that seems to be it for her base routine. You know what? I was planning to do this base for this video, and then I was gonna go and film a TikTok video recreating Taylor Swift's makeup. However, I'm actually too embarrassed. If anybody watches that video and thinks that this is how I normally do my makeup, I'm gonna get roasted in the comments. I need to blend some of these lines. From what I've seen, she doesn't use setting spray. And here's the thing, we could just have different skin types, and maybe her skin is a lot more smooth than mine. Maybe she doesn't have as much texture as me, or, I mean, I don't have that much texture on my face. Maybe she doesn't have, you know, like fine lines under her eyes. And maybe it truly does work for her, you know, just because something doesn't work for me doesn't necessarily mean that she's lying. It doesn't mean that it can't work for other people. But I do wonder if maybe she's using the smoothing filter on TikTok. On TikTok, yeah, there's no way. There's no way. So I now can't film the TikTok that I was going to film because makeup looks like shit on camera. You know what? On this camera from far away, it doesn't look too bad, but I will put in some close-ups. Let's show you. It's just not giving what I hoped that it would give. I was so hoping that it was really going to look flawless and beautiful. Let's take the headband off. Oh my God, I've got like a solid line. Oh boy. Oh my God. And the foundation that's in these like little baby hairs. But just to be clear, I don't hate Meredith. Like, I think do whatever works for you, but this makeup on me personally, I hate it. I really hate it. And we are done. So I'm gonna now go outside and I'll show you what this makeup looks out there, shall we? While I'm just sat here, let me just get a real nice close-up on my phone of those lovely features that this foundation has given me. You know, it actually looks even worse. It looks worse on my back camera of my phone than it does in the mirror. But the back camera of your phone tells no lies. That looks horrific. I'm gonna go take you outside. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even notice this texture before I even put this foundation on. It's bad. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I just wanted to try it for a bit of fun, and I was honestly really hoping that it was going to look really smooth and beautiful by the end of it, because I thought, you know, surely once I've taken off all the excess with the sponge, it just didn't work out that way, unfortunately. If it works for you, then that's great. I mean, I'm very surprised if it works for anyone, but I mean, it seems to work for Meredith. I'm sure she's a lovely person, and at the end of the day, if she wants to do that to get views, then fair enough. Like, she's not hurting anybody. It definitely gets people talking, like me doing this video, you know, it gets people talking, it gets people to follow her, and I'm sure one day she will stop doing that. She does now do a few more natural makeup looks, which looks stunning on her. Let me know down below if you've tried this, or if you would try it, or just what you think in general. If you like this kind of video of me testing different TikTok trends, then give this a thumbs up. I can definitely do some more. If there are any more that you know of, let me know. And also please feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you, and I hope you guys are doing good. Enjoy trying this out if you do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. It's only been on for about 2 hours and it's already starting to sort of like crack around my mouth and all over my face. There's just creases and cracks and texture. So much texture and so many fine lines that are not usually visible. Like, look at the texture of my forehead. It just looks not good. And like all around my mouth, like look at all of this. And under my eyes, it just looks horrible. So I'm now gonna go take this off and I'm gonna go film some TikToks and get on with what I was supposed to be doing today. My beauty blender is still wet with foundation. So long story short, it's just a wasted product.